It's that time again. Grab a friend, sit down, no wind a bit. Tack and J, keeping it real. Can't you see the appeal? They got the jokes, the smoke, and the current events. You know the deal. Soak up that lemon water. Tell all your friends. Encouragement for your flourishment is where we begin. Have you heard of it? It's substance. Where have you been? Free your mind.
Welcome back to another episode of Living Water Chronicles podcast, man. I'm your host, Tac, man. Tonight we got Miss Camil on the show, man. Y'all give it up for her real quick, man. Get pyro. So, Camil, you know, how you doing today? How's everything going?
Great. I'm doing great, Tac. Happy to be here. Appreciate you. Appreciate your platform for having us, especially, you know, it's being states away. Like, I appreciate you. Like, big ups to you. Much support to you.
Oh, yeah, man. It's love, man, having like a real life stand-up comedian. You are the first stand-up comedian we've had on the show, I believe. I think so. I don't know. There's a lot of folks who's been on this thing, but it's like, I would have remembered a stand-up comedian being on here.
Listen, I'm sure you would. Y'all not gonna forget this one. Right. Y'all not gonna forget this.
Okay, so you setting the bar high then off top, so I ain't worried about it
at all. Don't be worried.
For the people that don't know who Miss Camil, like who is Miss Camil? You know, what's the bio? Give us the spiel.
Now, Miss Camil, depending on who you ask, she could be a whole lot of people, you know. She could be the comedian, you know, she could be the teacher, she could be the author, she could be the ordained minister.
Right.
She has many hats, but this comedy thing is definitely what's the goal. The funny money, we trying to get the funny money. That's definitely the goal here.
Hey,
so
the mailbox money, we need that equity ASAP.
You hear me?
Tap in, you feel me? That's
yes.
So I heard, I checked out, you know, some of your stuff, did some little research on you, and I was just like, okay, ordained minister. And so that was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and ask this question first, then I'll put a pin in something else. But what's the plight like on being an ordained minister and then being like a stand-up comedian? Like, is there a divide? Do you have a lot of challenges you face with that? What is that?
Now, that's actually a good question, because before I even thought about getting into the ordained ministry, that was like one of the things I could consider, because my comedy, it can be pretty raunchy, which is also why, you know, we'll also talk about later, you know, my authorship. Well, you know, I'm into children's books, so it's also like it's different levels. It's the different levels of like how to do what. But as far as my ordained ministry, I got into that just to simply be able to marry people, because I feel like, you know, anybody should be able to get married. Like, if you want to be married, listen, Miss Camil will get up in front of your folks and family and let them know to shut their ass up.
Bruh, see, I needed you a year ago when we was trying to get married. So we had, man, like the pastor, so I'm a drummer as well. So like at one point in time, we were trying to go a different route with like how we wanted to get married. And then they were like, well, you have to have a marriage certificate and that's the only way you can do it or something like that. And so we were trying to figure out how to do when you don't sign yourself over to the state, but you do it's another route.
Officiate and get doing self-officiating.
Do you do that, or you only do state issued stuff?
No, yeah. So we could do self-officiating as well. Like, if you want a private ceremony I have the authorization based on me by the American Institute of Marriage Ministry to go ahead and sign off on your marriage certificate. I could even marry myself if that was something I decided to do later in life. I have the ordainedship to marry myself.
That's fire. Are you gonna marry yourself? Is that what's going down? You're gonna be like, dearly beloved. All right, I said yes. All right.
If anybody opposed to this marriage, speak now.
Right. There's only 3 of us in here. If any of you niggas got something to say,
that's it.
It's going down.
That's it. Me, myself, and I. We got this. But no, I definitely. And it's so crazy because I was so opposed to the entire idea of like marriage and everything.
Okay.
Just again, me feeling like, especially our generation, we have gotten so far away from church and religion, but we still have this spirituality within us,
Always.
And I know that's something that I bring and can bring to weddings, baptisms, whatever. And that's the aspect of it. It's like, we do have this spirituality, but we real world now. It's like, no.
Oh yeah, bro. We got to be tapped in.
That's
because before that, it wasn't always religion, and religion was just brought by they brought that shit, and then right, facts. You can say it. They brought that shit and then started saying, yeah, this is what's what, and it's like we fucked up when we chose to believe that shit, and then that's like what they say, the issue with white people and black people or whatever, like religion and God like allowing us to go through slavery is the fact that we turned away from God that we knew as ourselves, like as our soul, as our inner man, our spiritual man and woman.
Well, you better preach it now.
Or whatever. Oh yeah, I do. I don't know no scriptures though. I don't know no scriptures. I be telling people, I'm like, so is a man thinking, so he is. And they be like, yeah. I be like, no. I don't know which one it is though. Don't ask me. Don't know the number. I don't know.
That's it, but it's in it. It's in it. If
that's
you read
all
it,
I'm
it's
saying.
in it.
That's all I'm saying. Like, why can't it just be in there? Like, just let it be in there. Like, you ain't got to be you know what I'm saying?
And and it's crazy because what actually brought me to realizing that I wanted to do comedy was a mental breakthrough. It was, it was when I was 26 is when I learned that I battled with depression and anxiety.
Okay. Yeah.
So during that time, of course, you being religious, you in the church, you go, okay, let me go to the Bible. Let me open up these gospel songs. But I wasn't finding no answers.
Yeah.
I wasn't finding no relief. And it wasn't until I tapped into, again, this part of realizing that God is in me. I am.
Exactly. I am that I am.
I am that I am. So I'm looking for all this outside influence to make me feel better and to bring me peace and to bring me understanding, and all that was right up in here. Yeah. So once I started to really hone in on that, like I've always been the class clown. Camil has always been to make people feel good. But once I really honed in on making myself feel good, the comedy shit kind of just was like, okay, yeah, we can do this. We can do this. Okay, let's just make rooms of people feel like this, because that's what to do. That's what to do.
And I'm glad to see you. You real good. You been on how many radio shows you been on? This shit is so fucking easy.
And hopefully not the last.
Oh no, bro. We already gonna have you back. I'm speaking that shit into existence.
Listen, I'm here for it.
Like, dude. So when you say rooms full of people, the word room stuck out to me. And it made me it's actually like one of my little questions I had on my little pad was like, when you're working a room, walk me through the process of what it's like going into that. Like, you got a show coming up, let's say March 10th, and you got a show coming, and it's like, okay, cool, this is the material. How do you process the material without giving away company secrets? How do you process, getting into that, and how you plan on making an audience feel laughter and stuff like that? What's the process?
All right. So like, as far as like me getting into comedy, like, again, this is something that I have been working toward for like years and years, but I psyched myself out for a long time.
Okay.
And my first experiences of doing comedy was just in rooms full of my friends, like people who knew me, but I could stand up and again, I could realize I could work the room. Yeah. I can feel the energy of the room, and it's a give and take type of thing. So I knew, okay, I have this power. So being able to host a comedy show is honestly that same mentality for me. Like, yes, I do have certain jokes that, because I personally can't write out jokes in full. Like, I can write out a topic and then know where the punchline is going to go. But for the most part, it's the feeling of the room for me. So once as if I'm hosting a comedy show, I know that I'm going to hear, let me see what the people are giving. And if they're not giving nothing, I'm going to have to light a fire up under their ass, because I'm here to make sure that the comedians are able to feel the warmth of this room as well. So that's always the goal, I think, with my comedy, is just to keep the room warm, keep them up, keep them laughing.
It can get cold quick.
Oh, very much so, very much so. And it's like, and I'm sure, like, granted, like I say, I'm new to this, so it's like always a learning experience. And, when you do have those silent moments, it's like, all right, let me keep going down. Let me keep going down. It's like, okay, y'all didn't feel that one. That wasn't one. Okay, we're gonna take that one off the list. We're gonna keep going.
Unfold that thing, just pull your notebook out and be like, okay, no,
that's it. That's it. But it's crazy because what might not work for one crowd might work for another. So it's not necessarily just throwing it in the trash. It's just like, all right, if I see JJ and them, we're not gonna throw this joke out. Right. Exactly. Exactly.
So have you like been on any tours or anything, or open for anybody major?
Oh no, not yet. Well, I did actually open for Paris Sachet last month. In DC, we have this event called Puff Puff Laugh.
Okay.
It's hosted by the Giving Tree. And Giving Tree is a dispensary here in DC where you can go and get vinyls, paintings, everything. Like an amazing, amazing shop. But they host these monthly comedy shows called Puff Puff Laugh, and Miss Camil is your host. And so every month we'll have 3 comedians from the area who will just come and have a good time. You know, it's a weed-friendly event. Drinks, food. It's a very, very great time. We had our first show Valentine's Day. We sold out, which was amazing because thank you. Yes, which was amazing because Valentine's Day was on a Monday.
Yeah, that's crazy.
It was exactly. And we sold out. Everybody came out. We had an amazing, amazing time. So shout out to you if you're watching and you came to the first Puff Puff Laugh. The second is on the way. So stay tuned.
I saw a few clips. I saw the clip. I think you posted something because you were at a bar. Was it at bar? Okay, yeah. So I saw that and I was like, damn, she really on. This is crazy. And I got like a little nervous and I was like, damn, she really gonna come on the show. This is crazy shit. I was like, damn. But I'm not like I'm not starstruck. Like I meet people. I've met a lot of different stars. I mean, you know, doing film. But before that, like my mom was the one that instilled that in me. She was like, you know, these are people just like us.
Exactly. And that was
like we got.
That's a major point. Major
point. And I don't trip. It's just like I'm excited to meet quote unquote stars because I like to hear about the plights. I like to hear about like the shit that they face. I like to hear about how much regular to me are you as far as like how I am with me to me, you know what I'm saying? Like this shit that I go through on a daily. It's like, what shit do you go through on a daily?
Exactly. And I think that's one of my greatest things about the comedy game. And one of the greatest things about meeting people in the comedy game is you're learning these people behind the funny.
That's right.
Because everybody know, it takes a lot to be a funny person. Okay. It took a lot of big back, thick neck, long leg jokes to be this funny ass motherfucker that I've become, So you're meeting these people and it's not even a starstruck, but it's like an appreciation for them because it's like you are doing something that I aspire to do, that I aspire to be, that, you've worked millions and hundreds of rooms and whatnot. And it's like, thank you, absolutely. Thank you. Cause I'm headed there. We're going to the top. Like I'm there. So yeah.
Talking about paying homage, man. So it's like, when you think about the long list of comedians that are out there, do you feel like being a comedian is like gender specific? Cause if you Google comedians, usually like guys come up first. And so I realized that upon like doing the research, I was just like, it's interesting. It's like mostly they will do a hodgepodge, you feel me?
Right.
But then if I wanted to be specific, and I was like, well, let me see some female comedians. And I didn't realize how many there were. I was just like, fuck. I was like, and I love stand-up comedy. But like, what do you feel like? Do you feel like it's like
disproportionate
or is it?
Now, I feel like it can be. There's this stupid stigma in comedy that women aren't funny. And I don't know how, I don't even know how women are funny where men dress up like women to be funny. How we not funny? And that's what
you do. You remember that phase? Like, I got so fucking tired of that shit.
Put your mother wig back, okay? And
it's like people came for me like, oh, Tac, you a homophobe. I'm like, nigga, I have gay friends. I have my sister is gay.
It has nothing to do with it.
Right. I'm just like, I mean, you do what you do, bro. Like, whatever. And it's like,
but for you to say women aren't funny,
you crazy.
That's it. That's it.
My wife is funny. That's how she got me.
That's it.
I don't be laughing. And that's what
Shout
I
out
told
to
her.
Shout out to wifey, because that's how we get them, boo boo. We let them draws off. Shout out to her.
I told her like the first date, the date we had, I was like, man, you funny for real. I was like, you actually funny. Because like a lot of the girls that I had met before were just, you know, they say do little shit. And they be thinking they funny. And I'm like, you just look good, bro.
That's so funny to say that. My guy said the exact same thing to me. He's like, nah, like you don't understand, but like you real life funny. Like you have
right.
And it's like it's like, yeah, it's a gift. You know, God blessed us. He did. But it's definitely, I think that, you know, it is a little disproportionate because of that whole like stigma. But you know, to me, you know, Monique personally is one of my greatest comedy influences.
She's a legend.
Like, from the time I was 10 years old watching the Parkers, it was like, okay, I can be her. I can be this fat, funny sex symbol. Like, I can do this, you know? And, you know, just watching her over the years and watching her stand-up delivery, how she's the storyteller, you know, when it comes to comedy, that's who I am. Like, most of my funniness is real life stories, you know? This shit is really happening, you know? And I like meeting her, I probably will be a little starstruck meeting Monique. I ain't gonna even lie, just a little bit.
That's fair though. That's fair though, because I would be starstruck meeting certain musicians. I'm a drummer, so it's like I'm definitely gonna be like more starstruck.
A little bit. Sorry.
Bro. Like I forgot who was it I met. I don't know. I can't remember who the fuck it was. I had met as a musician, but I did some film for who was it? Damn, the Ohio Players. Oh, and bruh, it was fucking crazy. Like I didn't expect. I mean, you know, I was at work because I worked for a company. Like I'm from Huntsville, Alabama, so I worked for a company there. I interned for them. That shit was fire. And then it turned into a career. But it's like I knew I was gonna do some shit with a camera or with the drums or some form of art. I knew it was gonna be that. And it still is. Like it's still, you know, my wife, she can sing. She act like she don't want to sing. And I'm like. But then
I'm loving your wife. Like, yes, girl.
Bro, man, I be trying to talk her up, man, because she just got a lot going on. She trying to get her doctorate right now. She's doing a whole lot of shit.
Yeah, shout out to the Black women.
Yeah, bro, like she's smart as hell, funny, and you know, can cook and all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's too much. And as many times as I've tried to get out of the shit. Like I was like, I can't do this no more. It's too good. I got to leave. And she be like, yeah, I'm gonna be right here.
Yes, and you got to thank the universe for going blessing you with this beautiful gift, because something you've been doing something in the universe to tell you deserve that. All right, so you hold on to that and you cherish that. Okay, don't you play with the missus. All right.
I ain't gonna play because she'll kill my ass, boy. She just, I mean, you know, I might wake up in the middle of the night. She'd be over me with a knife. Like, you leaving, motherfucker? Like,
you thought it was. You ain't even got no laces in your shoes. Where you going?
Like that's what I'm saying. Get down to the car and the tires gone. Like all of them, they just gone. Like what the fuck is
all the handles off the door? You can't even get in. Where you going? You ain't going nowhere. Don't lay down. Don't lay down.
You was leaving? You thought? It's like, yeah, I did. I kind of thought I would have like a little time to myself. No, ain't no time to yourself. You
take a walk around the backyard, get your mind right.
That more like the living room. We ain't got no damn yard. Shit. That's what's up, man.
Soon come. Listen, soon come. Soon come. I'm a queen of manifestation. Let me tell you. Anything I speak it happens. Like I'm that's going back to my year 26 of life and understanding myself and coming into the spirituality of things. It was definitely like, okay, there is power in these words. Yes. Not only the words I say out of my mouth, but the words I think to myself.
Oh man.
So I have to be mindful of this. Like even with anxiety, it's anxiety can be so crippling, so crushing. So like just hearing all that bullshit, you trying to counteract it with the positive shit. And
that's right.
It's like, it ain't working today, but tomorrow we gonna live till tomorrow.
And you just have to do more stuff to tap you back into what it is that's for you. Like Ja came on the show, Shout out to Ja. And he was like,
Ja.
I remember that dude though, bro. He's so fucking cool. He just be like, you know,
ain't he the coolest cat? I tell you.
Show for you, you know, whatever you need. I'll be on there. And he's like, I got the paintings, you know what I'm saying? Is it cool if I have my shit up in the back? I'd be like, yeah, nigga. I was like, it's your house. Like, I was like, you know, he was like, yeah, all right, I'm gonna come on there. You know, I'm gonna be painting and shit when I'm on there, right? And then I'm like, just do you, bro. I was like, I trust you, man.
That's it.
Cool
That's
shit.
it.
But he talked
Very
about
much so. Thank
he
you for
overcame
him.
a whole lot of shit in his life too. And I know, like, some of the stuff that he shared with me, you know, I hold that shit sacred because he didn't have to share any of that with me. And I was like, damn, he thought enough of me to share this. I was like, fuck. So then hearing his story, like overcoming that and like fucking like shit, he's like, I went back to my old job and started over there. And then I got tapped back into painting when I was off work. And then people were starting to buy my shit up, you know, and then myself, I'm a collector of his work as well. I have like, well, my shit blurred in the back, but I got, right, you know what I'm saying?
That's it.
I got that shit. He painted a portrait of my wife and I, like he recreated the shit. It made us like a fucking Picasso kind of, we like, you know what I'm saying? And you know, like the painting of the funeral, like the funeral that's on in, it's on the Bill Cosby show. My mom actually has that painted at home. It made me feel like that. Like, I was like, damn, nigga put me on the wall.
It's power. I'm telling you, it's a power in the rebirth of yourself. It's a power in just coming into, especially at adulthood. Nobody prepared us for this shit. Fact. No, none of our parents told us that you're going to have this quarter life crisis at 25, no matter what the fuck you're going through in life, no matter how great life is going.
That's what
life is going to bust your ass at 25. And from 25 to 30, you're going to be figuring shit out. And it's figuring yourself out during that process. I'm telling you, it changes your life. It makes you move different, make you breathe different. It make your skin glow a little different. You know, it's whew.
And see, I actually have another question for you about that. When you said how shit hits the fan sometimes. And so I think the term for most comedians is bombing. Am I right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, definitely.
What's it like when you bomb and how do you overcome that as an artist?
Now, I haven't had the experience where, like I said, I have had the experience where I've had like the dead silence, you know, like, okay, that joke ain't work. We're going to keep rolling with it, you know, but the experience of complete bombing. Now, I know, like, I have this confidence in myself where I know that every night ain't going to be a good night. Every show, like I said, some jokes going to work for some people, some jokes not going to work for some people. Yeah. But it's me living to get on stage and tell another joke. Like, that's honestly my goal in this, because I convinced myself for so long that I couldn't do it. I convinced myself that I wasn't good enough, that, you know, well, I can't write jokes, so I can't be a comedian, and I can't, until it was like, just do it. Like, and I had, you know, amazing people behind me who were like, Camil, go, do it. Like, we gonna support you. Like, but it wasn't even about having their support. It was me supporting myself, me understanding myself. Like, Camil, you can do this. Like, get your ass up on that stage and make these people laugh. Like, you've been making people laugh your whole damn life. And let's get this money. So
get this money, man. Let's get this
money. That's it. I want to take it, like I said, I want to take it so far. I want to, you know, comedy series, and like I always have ideas for shows and things like that. But it's definitely like getting a team. So if you out here and you watching this show, call me, DM me, text me. Like, we need a team. Listen, we need this team. I got the ideas.
She is an art agent, a comedian, an author, a meal TV.
Yes,
you know, ordained minister. Like, bro, the whole list. If I had more, I would read more, but I don't have it there. I don't want to lie. I want to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
How to do it. Even when it's hard. It be hard telling the truth sometimes. Shit.
Listen. But it's easier because, you know, the lies, you got to remember those. At least the truth is the truth.
That's right.
Like, you can't, I don't have to remember the truth. The truth, this is what happened.
And then people usually leave you alone about that shit because it's over with after you say whatever it is you got to say. It's like you either get fired or you don't.
That's it. And that's standing in your motherfucking truth, especially with the way society and shit has been going on nowadays. You get on social media, you got this opinion trying to sway you this way, this opinion tell you that the things you thought were morally right ain't right no more. Fuck that shit. Okay, stand in your truth, stand to what you know, because you have to live your life at the end of the day. None of these people posting that shit is living your life, paying your bills, shitting your shit. None of them. So you definitely, you gotta stand in your truth. And you actually I'm glad you actually brought that up about me being an author. So that's one of the complexities I was talking about as far as like, you know, being this raunchy comedian talking about sex and drugs and everything. But I was a daycare teacher for 6 years, daycare teacher, assistant director. Yeah, so during my time, that's what I'm saying. It's layers to the girl. Jackiana of all trades is what I am, okay? I do hair, I'm good with kids. I do it all. But so as an assistant, when I was a teacher, I created this math concept with my 2 and 3 year olds. Called Magic Math. So the idea of it is just teaching them addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division, but with the concepts of magic. So with addition, you know, things are, you know, we're making more things appear. You know, with subtraction, things are disappearing. You know, with multiplication, we're multiplying, you know, we're creating groups of things. With division, you know, we're dividing things. With magic, quote unquote. But I actually wrote a children's book that reflects the addition aspect of it. So it's called Miss Millie's Magic Math Adventures. And it's about, you know, these kids, they go on this math journey and they're taught addition through this math journey. And it's broken down for 2 and 3 year olds to understand it.
I probably need to read that now because I was horrible in math in school. I ain't even gonna lie to you, bro. Like, man, look, my mama would carry me up. She was like, T, if 1/2 is this.
You was in that. If you got 5 apples, T.
See what I'm saying?
5 apples. You was that kid. Get the damn belt.
Right.
If you got
5 and I take away 2, how many's left? I'll be like, 6.
They should have did it in their terms. If I gave you 5 ass whoopers last week,
see what I'm saying?
I didn't give you 3 this week. How many would you like? That's how they should have did it. Because I'd have got that 2. This 2. I'm out 2. I ain't get 2 ass whoopers. Like shit. So yeah, this book is going to help parents with that. So it's definitely coming soon. Hopefully either the end of this year or beginning of next year. So definitely be on the lookout for that. And
yes,
it was definitely like a challenge for me to actually want to start doing comedy because I wrote this book 3 years ago, but I didn't want to get it into fruition yet because it was like, how would I do it with trying to be a comedian and trying to be
that's that imposter syndrome trying to sneak in on you, because I did the same thing with me and all my stuff. But yeah, continue, please.
Yeah, so I actually Wanda Sykes, she's a amazing comedian, but she's one of the comedians who has many facets to her. She does children's voices for Disney Junior shows, but she still does her stand-up comedy talking about her shit, and she's she does sitcoms where she's able to talk her shit or whatever. So it was seeing this, this is a comedian with many facets to it. She's able to do this. So it was like, Camil, you can do it too, girl. Go ahead, drop that book, do your comedy. If you want to marry people, go ahead, marry people. If you want to
might as well. Like we were talking about that at the round table at the last production meeting we had. And I was like, they was like, T, they were joking around. They were just like, T, would you shoot like gay porn or something like that? And I was like, yeah, if they hire me. I was like, because I was like, I'm not really my thing is it's a job and it's not just a job, but at the same time, it's like you thought enough for me to entrust you with your art. Like, it is sex is a part of life. Like people been having sex with each other with things and all that. So it's like, yeah, but you would forfeit. Do you feel like you would forfeit the other half of your life? And I was like, well, no, they have these things called non-disclosure agreements. So I was like, if you sign this, don't say that my company did it for you. That's the way I see it. Because that's like doing gay porn would be a good money grab.
That's 100% real. It's not, and that's the objectivity. A lot of people don't have this objectivity to their mind. Like, you can look at these clips and you're not aroused, you're not disgusted. It's just clips of art that I'm pasting, I'm editing. This is what they paid me to do. This is just work.
And that's why I just didn't care. I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I mean, but I'm not like aiming to do that. It's like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Exactly.
It's not like, yeah, I'm trying to shoot some gay porn, bro. Like, that's what I'm trying to,
Who looking to shoot some?
Yeah, I'm trying to see that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to get in there,
But it's that business is business. That I 100% get it. And like you say, NDAs, that's what they're here for. Shut your mouth. Listen, once we get these green rooms, once we get these green rooms and private jets, NDAs are coming. Okay, so if you ain't signing no NDA, you ain't coming.
I'm having the parties where we ain't no cell phones allowed. Leave them at the door. We ain't got to zip them up. Like, have you? Okay, so have you been to a Chris Rock? I went to a Chris Rock show and he took our phones and we had to put them in like this pouch and it like zips and it's kept together by metal and you can't pull it open because he wanted to like tell. He talked about like why he was getting a divorce from his wife or whatever. We didn't know that was why the phones had been taken from us. We just knew, I knew that it was some kind of information that was probably going to be like spilled. But then the other part of it, you thinking, well, he don't want nobody to record his set and show it around and stuff like that. But he was like, nah, he just came out and said it at some point.
Ain't that crazy how people can have that much control over people? You know what I'm saying? Like, if you want to come see me, put your phone in the bag. Like, wait, hold on. Why I
like that.
It's like, but I've been to comedy shows like that where it's like if they saw anybody record, security was like,
same. Dave Chappelle's was like that. I saw him at the Tennessee, I saw him at the Alabama Theater in Birmingham. And I also saw him at the, I don't know, Belvedere or something like that. It's this theater that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. I saw him there. And his security was like on it that night.
Yeah, that's how they was. We went to see it was like George Lopez and Charlie Murphy, rest in peace.
Yeah, rest in peace.
Yeah, Hughley, like that big show. And they was not playing with people. Like security was on it. Excuse me. Come on, let's go.
Right, yeah. Come and get you. I think that theater was called Tavolti. It was called the Tavolti Theater or something like that.
Y'all do got some names down there, boy.
Man, don't ask me how to spell it. I fucked that up too. Now, but I used to be good at spelling. Like, spelling used to actually be a subject. Like at one point in time.
Yeah.
Like,
I was
remember
a spelling bee champ a few years. Yeah.
I didn't make it that far.
See.
I just said I could spell. I didn't say I was the champ.
You wasn't doing all that?
I didn't say I was the champ. See, Camille comes, she's like, well, I'm a teacher, how to spell.
That's because my mama ain't play that. Like, I was one of them talkative ass kids. Like, if I was saying a word, I had to know what I was saying. So if I didn't know what that mean, go look it up. So now I'm in the dictionary broad.
Right. Broad? And we used to have to look it up in the dictionary. That's what I'm saying. Like, now people just be saying shit. Like, if you look at these folks that be on this internet lying and arguing, and it's like, I get it because like people get on my nerves too about a lot of shit. Well, I allow them to get on my nerves. Let me take that back.
Let me tell you what's going on with people tap, okay? And it's going to get worse these next few years. These grown ass people can't read
at all.
So what's happening is they're seeing words, but they don't understand what the words mean. So they're reacting to the wrong shit.
Oh yeah.
Okay. That's what is happening. So once I understood that, it was like, I ain't arguing with y'all internet people because y'all not even comprehending. You just literally reading to react. You're not comprehending what is happening in the conversation.
And then especially when you be like literal, like I'll be like, I don't know, somebody said, I can't believe, the most common one is sorry for your lost, like LOST. And I was like, well, what did they lose? You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yes, you lost your grandmother, but it's like, she's not lost. She's definitely found in the eyes of the Lord. But I'm just saying, like.
That's not how that works. Or see, this is what people, I don't know if girls do this, but men definitely slide in the DMs with the how you doing. Not how you doing, H-I.
Ha!
The capital U
How you doing?
How you doing?
Hi, Camil.
I don't even know how to respond.
Comedy there, I like it.
Listen, I'm doing. I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
Where is he going? Like, what's that?
It needs to be grown ass people with kids. It's like this.
Oh
shit
man, and then you gotta feel for the kids at that point because it's like you know they about to download that shit. Like
No Child Left Behind left a lot of y'all behind, and Miss Camille said it. This is not a representation of TAC, but Lemon Porter Chronicle podcast. Miss Camille said it. Child, yeah.
I mean, and then like the whole there.
Oh my gosh, that be tearing and you are be tearing people ass up. Oh, it's so many. It's so.
I swear.
And it's like we are in the time. We got Google. If you don't understand what inconvenience means, look it up. Yeah. Look up the word inconvenience if you don't understand what it means.
That's right. Okay.
Don't be sitting here telling me that you are inconvenienced and you the one inconveniencing. That's not how that works.
Like, why can't we just keep it simple out here, guys? Like, let's just just don't. Oh man, and I do that. I do that shit too. Like I get the you code switch every now and then you don't realize it happens. It's just like and you be in a setting.
We are Black in America, of course not. We don't realize when it happens. Code switching is embedded in us.
They'll look back at this show and be like, I didn't know he was really like that. And it's like, like what? Like living my life? Like, what do you mean?
Listen, hello?
Oh, I didn't know you. I just didn't realize that you felt that way about different groups of people. And it's like, you feel that way and worse about a lot of groups of people. But don't, we ain't got to do that. It ain't got to be all that.
We don't. And that's another issue with people today. People are, my opinion is my opinion. I'm not telling you to take my opinion and run with it as facts. I'm not asking you to take my opinion and run with it facts. I'm not asking you your opinion to convince me it is fact.
No.
I'm just literally telling you how I feel about the shit. I might want to know how you feel about the shit, and that's what we having a conversation.
Yeah.
But if I don't, it's people just we're in dark times, y'all. Dark times.
It is dark times, man. Social media used to be a fun place. Like, do you remember like Vine and and so it's like, to me, TikTok is that. It's like, okay, so you doing this again. Like my nanny used to have this saying, well, everybody's grandma probably, but she was like, Tercy, ain't nothing new under the sun. And I'd be like, no, look, you got the Nintendo 64, we got the, we got this, and she like, it's the same game as them other ones that you play. It's just like, she's like, it just moved it on up.
And I think that's where we are, where the, content creators, where we kind of get lost in it, because especially I know myself, being a, this funny person, I'm a funny on site type person. So me having to try to rehearse my funny, it kind of gets disingenuous a little bit. I'm doing this skit for TikTok and it's like, okay, I didn't really say that right. So let me do the joke again. I didn't really do that right. So let me do the joke again. I've
done one TikTok thingy so far. Mine is like if you get into work, what is it? How do you get a job at work? How do you get a job 10 years ago versus how you get a job now or something like that. And so I got wifey to shoot. I was like, shoot this for me. I'm gonna try this TikTok shit out. See how and she's like, how old are you? She's like, you sound old as fuck trying to get me to shoot this shit. And I was just like, I'm just trying to see.
TikTok is work, okay? I thought TikTok was I'm thinking like you thinking, like, let me get on TikTok and like do a little video. Why it take me 3 hours to record a 6-minute video?
They got too much shit on there, bro. Like I did it, but it took a long time. We were tired after we did that.
I done did a few little videos, and I'm like, I had to get the tripod because the mister be looking at me like, girl, sit your ass down.
Like, I got to go ahead. I'm going to bed. Like, I got work in the morning. I ain't got time for this shit. I love you, girl, but I got to go.
That's it. Let me get the tripod out and let me try to do. But it gets to that point. It's like, you're seeing the same things over and over and over. But then again, it might be the time that you do it that it goes viral and everybody was like, oh, that was funny as shit. That was hilarious. Yeah, and I love y'all too.
Man. Because my funny is just like you said, it's real life funny. Like I'm telling people how I am is how I am. Like before we got on the show, I was literally like the same. I think I was like the same person, or just like quirky and silly and like, a nerd. Like I always kind of been like a nerd. And I was a class clown too, but I got in trouble for that shit like all the time. Like, my grades was fucked up. So I didn't want to be in school. Like I just didn't want to go to school. Like my mom was like, what are you gonna do after you finish high school? And I was like, shit, I don't know. I was just like, I'm doing this shit because this is my job right now. I'm here from 7 to 3:15.
Listen, I was dreading. I'm like, damn, I just did 12, 13 years of school if you want to count pre-K. And I'm like, damn, then I got to go to college too. Like, God damn. Man. And I got to work. And I got to...
And it's just like EBO said, man, I did my time. When I went to college,
I didn't even finish. So it was like, look, I'm out of here. I need the money.
I think you did right by not finishing because you found some kind of source for why you needed to throttle forward. Like my problem with school was that I was in school for the wrong reasons from the jump, because other people like my family, they're, not to denounce my family and say that they're bad or whatever.
No, that's exactly how I was saying. My mom was like, girl, your ass is going to school. And it was like, I really don't want to, mommy, please. I did so much.
Take your ass down there to the community college.
Sign up for that damn school.
Get the damn sheet and get in here and fill this out. What the hell you think you're going to do in my house? Like,
listen. Like my mom ain't play that. It was like, but I was always a hustler though, working like I have 2-3 jobs if I had to. Like, yeah, I'm gonna go to work. I babysit your kids when I get off, and she need her hair done. I got all that too. We just gonna put it all on the bill when you come pick her up, and like,
hey, that's all we need. We need to
that's it. That's it. Definitely. But it's definitely. I think that. I don't know if we have the possibility of making things better and stuff. Like I say, my goal is to just make people laugh. I just want to make people feel good. Like I want them to go home at the end of the night, whether they see me on a podcast, whether they see me on the internet at a show, and just feel good about what they saw. They left with a joke. They left with a, like, oh, do you remember when she said... Like, yes, thank you. Like, I think that's one of my greatest compliments. Like, Camil, you got a nice smile. and no. And Camil, you funny as shit. Like, I love hearing those two because, like I said, I never tried to be funny. I just was always myself. I just, told shit how it was, how I saw it, how I felt about it, and that should just tickle people to their core. And they'll be like, okay, I was serious though, but I'm
really hurting over here, shit.
Bruh, that shit got me, but we going to take that work. All right.
Damn, so I used to be hurt, boy. We would be like in class and shit. And be like, yeah, you doing your homework? You be like, nah, I ain't gonna do my homework. They be like, yeah, I ain't doing mine either. Then you get back the next day, everybody done did that shit. You the only It's like, what the fuck, Darnell? I thought you said you weren't doing your shit.
I thought we was in solidarity. Look, give me your paper. Right,
let me see that. Let me see that shit.
I used to sit by the little Asian kid, trigonometry, like, nigga, let me see. I didn't even know we had homework last night.
I'll pass my one of my graduation exams, or no, one of my not graduation exams, just one of my tests. I literally would do this shit with my glasses.
That's the cheat code,
bro. Yeah, turn them shits, and then like my boy Jay, he know because I would be like,
that's some Terminator shit. You done got,
and then it would look like I'm looking down like this at my own sheet, but I'm really just across the way, man.
Hey Mo, because that is a young. I know you ain't never seen that shit.
Yeah, let me just. Hey.
I've been wearing glasses. I've been blind as shit since I've been in third grade. I ain't never did.
Oh no, yeah, fourth grade for me too. So I feel it.
That's a hack. That's some funny ass shit.
That shit, the shit work. Hell, that's why I'm a successful, sitting here now.
No, boy, you had these exclusive ass hacks and shit. My ass, I just was tall, so I was just.
Oh, see, I ain't had that blessing like that.
I was tall, so I had the neck.
My friends here, the Twin Towers, we like we cheat on all these tests.
Put your paper on the corner. Put your paper on the corner. Ma, if you're watching this, this was
years ago. It was back. It was back. Like it really didn't even happen. You know what I'm saying? It was just it was figurative. You feel
That's it. That was our C we had got in trigonometry.
Yes.
It was ours.
It's like both ours. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Bike.
I did the warm-ups. The homework.
Nah. Right, yeah. I don't miss that shit at all. I don't miss that. That's one thing I don't miss.
Yeah, that's what even this pandemic, it was like, I was in, daycare up until, the pandemic hit. And it was just like, I don't think, we got to kick this comedy shit up because I ain't trying to do this no more. Like, we really have to get this thing into gear because I'm ready.
So what does, what is long-term, like what's your end goal? What's that looking like? Where do you want to see yourself in the years coming down?
So immediately, definitely more comedy shows, definitely more, just getting my name out there, getting my face out there, getting people to know, who Miss Camil is coming down to Alabama doing something, like just honestly getting this face out of there, like immediately. But ultimately the goal is to be able to take care of my family, take care of my loved ones, by making people laugh, whether I'm writing for someone, whether I'm doing stand-up shows, whether I'm doing an animation series, like that's honestly the goal. And it's going to happen. Like I've already seen it. The green rooms, the private jets, I've seen it. These things they're going to happen. They're going to happen.
I see the same thing for me, especially like with doing film and directing and like producing on a high level. I mean, the level is my level, honestly. Like, it's like the high level shit don't really exist. I say that shit because it's programming. Like, I'm still unlearning to relearn because getting off this shoot, I just did. Oh, yeah, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, we've been tapped. You wrote me back and you actually wrote me back. I was like, oh, shit, she's really writing me back. I was like, damn, I didn't know people really talk to people anymore like this. Yes. I've been feeling like I'm the only nigga out here. And just walking around in the world and going to the store and like, they got this, this is some crazy shit. It's off the wall, but it was some kind of theory that this dude on TikTok made talking about how you're really on earth by yourself because every person that you see around you is just another version of you, like another version of yourself. And I was like, that's a trippy ass shit. And so it's like, imagine if you were the only man on earth or some shit like that. And I was like,
That's so crazy you say that because I was actually reading about a theory that someone came out with that was basically saying that reality is the illusion. And they were basically talking about how, all these things that we see and we have, they don't exist outside of our consciousness.
Okay.
So when we do things, it's different as far as different psychedelics or things, we're seeing or we're experiencing a different thing outside
really
of
there.
It. Exactly.
Yeah, the figures they're supposed to show up because they've always been there. Like,
exactly. So that's his theory. That's it. And I was like, but just like you said, the programming of what is peak, what is top. Like for me, it's just honest, like I say, successfully being able to take care of my peoples. For my nieces and nephews to call me like, hey, Auntie Mill, I need $1,000. All right. Check your Cash App, I got you. You know what I'm saying? Or somebody hit me, or just me being able to go to the grocery store and I see a family and they're like, come on, lady, I got your groceries. Come on, just follow me. Like
just let me help you out.
Exactly. Like just being able to be a blessing to so many people. Like that's definitely the goal. So however the university that's about to happen, we're gonna make it happen.
Yeah. I like being able to be a blessing to people as well in the act. Like not some shit that was planned, not some, like I like if somebody's struggling and I know I got like that extra $5 or $20. And that's something my wife had like reinstilled in me, because like our first date was actually at my house, because I was like, where I was at was, I was just like, shit, I'm gonna just give you what I got. Cause I was a struggling artist, still kind of sort of am, not really struggling, but just like, you know, recognizing that I still got a ways to go.
Right.
But,
that's how I go. That's how I go.
Me? And I was just like, I'll make you dinner. I was like, if you come over here, I was like, I can just make you something to eat. I was like, I'm going to eat. I was like, and I'm not afraid to eat in front of you. I'm going to eat. I was like, so if you would like to eat with me, I was just like,
come on over.
I was like, come on over.
Come on back. Come on back.
Yeah, like she told me a whole lot of shit that day too, like about seeing shit. Like this is all like in the first 2 hours of us 2 hours of us talking in person. Like we had been talking on the phone for like a week or something like that. But you know, and I was like, that's cool, you can see shit. And she was like, you the first person that hasn't been scared. You know what I'm saying that shit. I was like, well, nah, I'm like I like to think of myself being spiritual as well. I mean, I am, but I'm just not really as afraid of how they made us to be afraid of it, because they want us to still ride. They want us to stay in the matrix. In other words, stay in the matrix, enjoy the simulations. Oh,
exactly.
Spring bling.
This is enough.
Like all that bullshit.
We set this up for you. This is all you could ever want.
Yeah,
all you could ever need. This is it.
And then like the creative part of me, I always wondered like how Mother Earth is strong as she is and what she can do for real. It's like, why hasn't she not taken those that are actually hurting her, instead of it being the ones like us that are just like, we enjoy living here. We appreciate the sacrifices that you've made for us. Like, you know, even when I eat like meat, at one point I was vegan for like a whole 2 years, something like that. And that was straight, you know, I lost like I look at you, shut up. Shut up. I'm like, I ain't doing that shit. You know,
little chicken. I don't know about the chicken, but little chicken.
Crazy, dude. But I mean, yeah, like I just be thankful for like the sacrifice. You know what I'm saying? Like even when I eat chicken, I'm like, you know, thank you for your sacrifice so that I may eat. You know what I'm saying? At the simplest. But it's like just being like more grateful, man.
That's it. That's it.
Grateful, dude. Like that's it.
100%.
So I have this little portion of the show that's the lightning round. We call it the lightning round over here. It was formerly known as this or that, but it's basically the same thing. So this stuff that I've constructed is not directed at anyone, and it's also probably not equal in terms of like how it's listed. Just kind of just pick your person and why.
Okay.
Or pick your thing and why, whatever it is.
Gotcha.
All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
So, you know, Amy Schumer or Wanda Sykes?
Wanda Sykes.
Probably wasn't a fair comparison when I wrote it down. I was like,
listen now, Amy Schumer. Now, I won't discredit her because she has her, you know, but I also think that especially when it comes to female comedy, it's a big difference between us when it comes to race than it is with the male comics.
Okay.
Like, because you can have like Black comics, you know, they could go across crowds easily.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's even white, you have some white comics who can do the same thing, you know, as far as like, you know, Bob Saget was one of them. He could work a Black crowd, work a white crowd, you know, things like that. But when it comes to the females, I think there is like a difference. Like, yeah, we're all women, but culturally we have like a big difference, especially in this you know, country or whatever. But we definitely gonna go with Wanda Sykes because not only is she from DC, but she's definitely a big inspiration, like I said earlier, you know, as far as me doing my comedy and pursuing my thing with the children and whatnot. So shout out to Wanda.
Okay. All right. Like to add Wanda Sykes, like, hey, look at this stuff we did. You know what I'm saying? She can help. She does comedy, you know, I do film, and we come as a package, like.
And I'm want Miss Wanda. Miss Wanda.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
down. Yeah, that's it.
He's here.
That's it.
Shoot. So what about like Margaret Cho or Ali Wong?
I might have to go more with Margaret. Margaret, I think that her comedy for me is a little more, and I hate to even use this word, and please y'all forgive me, like Black people don't take my head off. But as far as like the comedy, her, because she comes from like a city lifestyle, she has like a more urban style to her comedy, which works a little better, you know, as far as me. Now, Eileen, you know, her experiences, I understand them and they, you know, they give me laughs, but Margaret, she definitely cracks me up. She do.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that. And I've seen a couple, I think I've seen like one or two of her stand-up sets. Just how much work it takes to put a show together. And then also like material, it's like it's dope because as comedians, you guys are like chameleons. Like you just adapt and adapt and adapt. And so every city you go to, you probably ride around for 2 or 3 hours, look at the, you know, the areas, and
that's what I'm learning. That's what you're supposed to do. Like you gotta feel these people. You can't just come to their city and not understand or respect their city. You can't just, like, I wouldn't want anybody to do that. You know, I've been to shows and concerts where, you know, we're in Washington, D.C. and the artist concert, you know, what's up, Baltimore? And we
man, that's rough.
Like,
that's rough.
Hey, you don't even know where you at. You know,
it's like, especially if it wasn't a joke. It's like, I was just playing. Nah.
Mm-hmm.
You feel like it's over with. Get him out of here.
Like, you don't even know where you at. Take your ass down there.
Yeah. That's rough, man.
Yeah, it's definitely, you got to research. You got to know where you at. Like, it's just paying homage and respect. You know, thank you for having me in your city. I'm going to talk about y'all dirty ass subway or the little ass mall around the corner, or, you know, because y'all talk about it, you know?
That's right. It's like, y'all talk about it, so I figure I can talk about it here. You know what I'm saying? I done seen it. I done set foot.
That's it.
I've seen the rats, okay? Like, you
the
know,
ones that your kids was chasing, I saw them.
That's right. Like, shit, you want a pet, you want to go down to the damn dog shelter here. We got rats right here in the damn subway.
Right, that's it.
Ready.
And down the country, you don't know where you're gonna find on them back roads, okay?
That's what I'm saying. Muskrat, damn possum. It's like shit, they just
woo, thick ass squirrel. Like, what the hell?
Waiting on the collar. Just waiting on the collar. Just want you to just give me my home. Open your heart. Open your home.
You get this call on this damn squirrel. What the hell?
That's what I'm saying. Oh man, I got a partner that he pet. He came on the show too. Dude, shout out to Detox Man. He like befriended this big ass squirrel that's on his Facebook, and every day the squirrel comes to his like
thick ass squirrel
stoop, and he be petting the squirrel and giving it like nuts and shit from the house. And I was like, bruh, like I DM'd him. I was like, bro, like, am I tripping or is this really a squirrel? He was like, yes, it's just, I'm wondering, you know,
see, humans, we be living wrong, y'all. And the animals be playing us because his thick ass know he be out there finding nuts himself. But he also know if he go see my man, he gonna bring him some of them pistachios from out the house.
Yeah. He's like, my man got that Brax around the corner, you feel me? Like,
nigga got them honey nut roasted, motherfucker.
Got the 3-5 for nothing, bro. Like, shit, I just got that hoe. You feel me?
Like,
OG push of nuts. Like,
and the animals know. They be knowing deers and shit. They be knowing.
Do you watch the Squad Cast and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. Yes. And I was like that whole, I think like that whole, like the whole situation with the Leslie Jones and Precious Hall thing, it was fucked up. Like, as somebody who, you know, I done had people on the internet stealing my jokes or stealing pictures and stuff that I posted, like my memes and things. And like, I done had that same thing, and that shit fucks you up. Like, that shit blows you. Yeah. But as something that I've been, you know, learning, and, you know, I'm watching, you know, these older, you know, comedians in the game. And it's like, you know, when shit like that happens to you, you gotta keep it going. You keep putting out your great shit because it's clearly great enough for people to steal. Now, yes, I was, you know, devil's advocate because I didn't feel like Leslie Jones personally stole it, but I do feel like once she recognized that it was stolen, you should have, you know, all right, boom, somebody said,
like make amends for that shit. Like,
because you
already on a level that people are trying to get to. Like
100%, 100%.
And Precious really basically is already there. I mean, you know, she's funny as hell, and like a regular person you can relate to her. I like all the people that are not in the spotlight as much in that cast. But
yeah, and I've been getting more into those. Definitely more into, you know, I guess we would consider them like, you know, our generation of comedy. You know, the DC Young Flies, Chico Beans, Precious Hall, Just Niche, Takara John, like it's so many, you know, Kevin on Stage, Tony Baker, all of those. This is our, you know, these are going to be the people, Kevin Hart, you know, years from now, it's like, okay, well, these were the Eddie Murphys, the Reds, and all that of our time.
Right.
So it's definitely the big comics, big ups to all of those inspirational, you know, and the podcast, you know, us having these podcasts is definitely amazing because you get to see them more on a personal level. You get to see them, you know, more often than you would have back in the day. Right.
It's just raw. That's the best way you get to see people is like, you know, as they are like in their homes or whatever. And then, you know, like the pandemic really opened that up more.
And we still, and ain't that some crazy? We still in it. We still in it.
Still masking up, staying out the way, you know, for those that had to get vaccinated or didn't or whatever they chose to do. You know what I'm saying? It's just shit.
It's a crazy time. I don't think none of us predicted, you know, like my 30th birthday was in the house because we couldn't go anywhere. We couldn't, you know what I'm saying? It was just shit was shut on down. So
saying 31 was like that for me. Hell, so I mean, shit. For the sake of everybody that, you know, for people that are just now tuning in or whatever, you know, I gotta get out your way tonight. Otherwise, I'll talk to you all night because you just got.
No, we can do this. We clearly. That's it.
Bro, I ain't had this much energy to do a show in a minute. Not saying my other shows ain't shit, but I'm just saying, like,
big ups to all y'all, everybody. But listen, we here with it. We listen.
Yeah, right. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I look forward to having you back on the show. But like, what's a couple of things? What's next for you? Where can people, you know, find you or follow? Where would you like for them to follow you? And do you have like a lasting word or your quote person, or what do you want to leave the people with?
Well, coming up, we do have this month, we will be having another Puff Puff Laugh event. So if you follow me on Twitter at Minister_Millie, that's MILLY, or on Instagram at I am Camil, that's Yam as in yams. I am.
All right.
Camil, you'll definitely see me post about that. Definitely what's next, like I said, we're going to do another Puff Puff Laugh event. I'm definitely doing a few open mics coming up soon. So again, if you follow me on those two platforms, you will get all the information to those. As far as quotes go, I'm going to leave y'all with this. Be your motherfucking self at the beginning and the end of every motherfucking day, because that's all you sleep with at night. That's all you wake up to in the morning. So just be your motherfucking self. I know it get hard. I know, you know, like I say, social media influence and all that, but fuck all that shit. You are enough. You are okay. And go ahead, be the best motherfucking you, because you can do it. And that's what I'm going to leave y'all with. All right? So go ahead and follow me. Follow me. I'll follow back. I might follow back. I ain't going to lie. I ain't going to lie. But if
hold on, we got to do some screening, you know, make sure you're not a robot or like, you know, on some old bullshit. Like, hey, I'm trying to sell you some videos. You be like, oh my God, here we go with this shit.
Listen,
like,
you trying to turn 500 into 5,000.
I watch this shit every now and then, but it's like, bro, like, I'm not trying to buy virtual snacks right now, okay? Like, I'm trying to chill. God.
See, that's a whole nother conversation, this VR world. We're going to talk about that next time.
We're going to talk about, you know what? That is going to be a topic the next time.
We're going to talk about that next time.
Virtual life, virtual snatch, virtual cheesesteaks,
virtual strip clubs, virtual.
Oh shit! You're right.
All types of shit.
Man, we missed a whole damn episode. Nah, that's gonna have to be a Patreon.
I see that right hand itching. Some money coming.
It's gonna be, man. It's itching. It's weird.
Yeah, some money coming. That's what that mean. Right hand itching coming. Listen,
man, I need it. I take
pay
it.
attention to that body, okay? Pay attention.
I'm trying to do that shit, man. You see me over here. All right, man. So, Camille, thank you so much for coming on the show. Thank you so much for making this process as smooth as, like, I guess, butter. Whatever else is smooth. Shea butter is one of my favorite things. But thank you so much. Yeah, man, you got the hands be hot.
Melt that.
Yo, man. So thank you for coming on the show. And don't forget, guys, when life gives you lemons, man, make with lemon water.
Bye, guys.
Peace.
Lemon water. When life gives you lemons, make lemon water.